This is the most extreme gun control measure in the country, or at least one of the most extreme. It will virtually eliminate firearm sales in Oregon.
A push to convince Oregon voters to pass one of the strictest gun laws in the nation.
A couple hundred students at Grant High School walked out at 1:14 Tuesday afternoon in support of Measure 114.
It's time we get something in our Oregon legislation that addresses gun violence head on.
Ballot Measure 114 implements a new permit to purchase program that requires training, a demonstration of safety and firing, and it needs to be implemented by the Oregon State law enforcement.
Measure 114 will require local law enforcement agencies to create and fund a firearm permit process out of local budgets. It will move very scarce law enforcement resources away from protecting our communities to doing backgrounds and issuing permits. This is at a time when property and violent crime is skyrocketing, and law enforcement staffing in Oregon is already one of the lowest in our nation.
The estimates from the ranges required to do this is anywhere from $50 to $200 million in construction. Oregon State Police and sheriffs have estimated the annual cost of this is in the neighborhood of $40 million. A fraction of that will come back as permit fees, which are $65. The largest cost to the responsible gun owner is the training class, which is uncertain. They're not set up. Estimates go anywhere from $300 to $500, which is another impediment to firearms ownership in Oregon. We are all about the responsible firearms owner, but quite honestly, it will have no effect on criminal activity. If someone is entering a stage in their life where firearms could be a risk to them, this law will impede their ability to sell their firearms because both the seller and the buyer need to have a permit, which they cannot get in a timely manner. If you have someone that is entering a time of personal crisis, it's our job as friends, as family, to be able to engage them. If there are risks, there are ways to mitigate it. And the big thing is time and distance. This is basically having it in your safe, having it appropriately locked. But also it can be, at some point in time, you work with your friend that says, maybe it's time to give these firearms to someone else. This bill also includes a 10-round magazine limit that applies to any firearm that can hold or be modified to hold more than 10 rounds. This includes most common pistols. It includes your common shotguns, common two-fed shotguns because they can shoot many rounds. The current case law and the current Supreme Court decisions have deemed both parts of this law as unconstitutional in other states. This bill was going to end up in court, and unfortunately that will cost Oregon time, money, and it's going to impact Oregon citizens, law-abiding citizens.